How we doing, guys? I never know how to intro these things, and now it's kind of become the bit. Like, how am I just not gonna intro the thing by introing the thing? But I will say, every time I went to build a lineup this week, some big news has happened, and Evan's probably like, "Well, news always happens," but I feel like this week is like there's always a start in every NFL season where the news actually is impactful before the slate. And it usually comes like an avalanche. And I feel like this is the start of that week. Because in a few weeks from now, we'll get bye weeks and we expect those kind of adjustments. You'll get injury. You guys will start to become injury prone or Nick Chubb is out for this. We expect that. And so then roles start to emerge. This week, I think, is a shocker because we expected some things, but then they were confirmed, and then you make a change, and then some other things happen. And I do think it matters a lot. And it matters particularly to our spread picks. That's why I bring it up initially. I'll bring in the guys, and then we'll get to our group of spread picks, and then we'll talk about this avalanche. Because I do think as much can be good can also be bad, and I'll get into that in just a minute. Donnie, Gov, Evan, how we doing?
Not bad.
Right. Good week.
So, Donnie, I always kick it to you first for the spread picks. You're kind of our analytics guy. You keep it all in a nice, tight document. So go ahead and give the people.
Well, I think we all would have already liked this Chargers game as our group pick at, opened at 5.5. I think we said.
It did
for the Chargers.
I bet.
Yeah. Once Jimmy G was out, that's going to move. That's Jimmy just one of those things where the line is going to move drastically.
And it's still only at 6.
Yeah,
it should have already moved drastically.
If the
this is a mistake.
Yeah, if the Philly line is at 9 or whatever, that's what this line's going to end up being at. So get it now while you can. That's our pick. 6 anything. I would say anything under -9, but -6 right now, definitely go get it.
I'd cap it off at 8 personally. I know we always do this live, and it almost slipped my mind. We have our random number generator set up. Evan, you pick number last because I know which number you're going to pick.
Yes, you do.
And I want to see if anyone gets the opportunity to steal it. I'm going 49.
In honor of my dad, I'll go 420.
It's out of 100, Logan.
Oh, you couldn't let it stand this 1 week.
We'll 14. Do 1,000.
14.
Gov.
I'm waiting. The number's coming to me. I can see a number. I'm just I'm so in case you didn't know, I'm pressing my hand against my face really hard with my eyes closed, and I feel like a number is showing up in my eyes.
Is there any bald guy in your house right now? You could just look into their,
No, there's no bald people. Although my brother's going bald. But no, there's no bald people. I can see a number. I see it. It's a number. That's definitely a number. 38.
All right. Well, I don't even want to ask Evan, but you know what? Evan, say it out loud for people.
69, dudes.
All right, man.
All right. Well,
I'm going to smoke a bowl to that one. Yeah.
I would really hate to be Evan again because it is 32. I think that puts me first. I had 49.
I had 38.
Oh, no. Yep. So Gov, me. Gov can't get his pick stolen. Logan, right? Hold on. Let's do the math on that first. 14 is what? 18 away? Yeah, 18. Okay. I want to double check that. I don't want to screw that up at all. So, Evan's last. Gov, kick it off.
Okay. I just want to make sure, double checking something real quick.
Why you do that, Gov?
Just because it depends on whether I want to take this one first or leave this for you guys to pick up.
Good point. But I did want to mention do we want to put something on? I know because I went back and listened. Last year we said we were going to put something on. The winner was going to get something. Do we want to incentivize it this year, or is bragging rights enough? Because we're all competitors. So trust me, I'm trying to win this thing. But do we want to put some incentive into this?
I think we're already too late though, because we're already a few weeks in.
Hey man, some people have been doing eliminators like starting in week 6. So like, we should start it soon if we're going to do it. But I just want to mention it.
All right.
Okay.
How about this?
I was about to say, I think I got it. I think I'll just take this one off the board.
You got to go.
Well, I got a possible, I guess, winner incentive.
Okay.
They get to pick pick either a game stack or something if we want to do it by week, or we could do, something of that sort.
I was gonna say the winner of this picks the captain for the Super Bowl showdown.
I was thinking something like that too. That was the other option.
Yeah, I think
So
we
if we
tied
do
that
Super
to
Bowl
DFS.
showdown,
Yeah, I think
Okay.
the winner picks the Super Bowl showdown captain for the Super Bowl.
Wow, now I have to figure out what my captain for the Super Bowl is going to be. Jesus Christ, guys. Damn.
Pressure. We want it
Okay. All right, well, if that's the case, then I'm just going to go out on a limb with this one.
now.
All right. I think I'm a theme for my picks this week. I think this team sucks. I don't care that they're at home. I will eat the points on the road. There. Now, if you want to steal my picks, you can look for all my picks. I'm going to take the Monday Nighter. Seattle -1.5 versus the Giants. The Giants are garbage.
-2,
I got
but
-2 now.
I have +2, -1.5. It started at +1, -1. Like, I have -1.5. I have +2. Like, I'll take -2.
If you can find -2 on a site, I'll give it to you.
DraftKings has that -2.
Like I say, when I look it up, I had the opening at +1, -1.
Yeah, I got it.
And
right
now I
-2.
have it like flipped to like -1.5, +2, -2. Like, yeah. So, like, I'll take -2. Like,
Okay, no half pointer.
Seahawks -2.
Yeah,
I like that.
The
pick a lot.
Giants suck.
that's a good bet.
Yeah, the Giants suck. And they're on primetime again.
Right.
They get to suck in
Giants
that
suck.
national
They
television.
get to suck on prime time. I don't, and here's the kicker. People might not notice this. Like, it's not easy. It is not easy to flip a field. And yet you're playing in New York for the Jets Sunday night, and then immediately flipping the field over to a Giants field for Monday night. I don't know how that's actually going to look. I don't want to play the second game on that field.
They know how to do that, to be honest. I
mean, it's something that they don't usually schedule. You do not usually have the Jets and the Giants playing home games in the same week. Even like Thursday, Sunday is not something they normally do. So to do Sunday, Monday, I think it's logistically possible, but I am going to be
very
like,
possible.
People might be slipping in end zones because of new color and paint and grass. Like, I don't know exactly. I want to stay away from that. I'm glad it's an island game. I can stay away from it completely when we play DFS. I think the Giants suck, and I'll just take Seattle. Not that Seattle's anything great, but I'll just take them to beat the shitty Giants.
I'll quickly say, I think the Giants are making a mistake. It seems like they want Saquon Barkley. There's pressure for Saquon Barkley to play this game. I'm with Gov. I personally bet this. I can show you my betting slip, but I personally bet this at the same number. I think I might have even got it at -1 earlier, to be honest.
When they opened, they were actually +1 Seattle in New York. But it has moved to, it's basically flipped to the other way.
I want to say I got it at -1, but I would still take it at -2. I think even if Saquon plays, he plays at a limited capacity. I think it's silly to force him to play, especially because the Cowboys lost. But I see Seattle winning easily. Any thoughts?
I don't have anything else on that game. Evan, do you have anything on it?
No argument against that at all. Because, I mean, even though Seattle's going to be on the road, doesn't matter. Giants are awful. And before this conversation gets too much about sucking, we should probably move to the next one.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Well, speaking of sucking, I think there's another team that I'm going after that sucks. I know that he's played well this year, but there's a lot of injury concerns. I don't know if he should be playing this week, honestly. Anthony Richardson coming back this soon, I don't love. I like the Rams here at -1. Maybe it's not. I don't think the spread is big enough. I think it should be a 3.5 at this point, unless they're really high on Anthony Richardson, which
No,
is fine.
the reason why, Donnie, and I'll give you the counter to it, and then you can decide. The reason why is the Colts have a really good pass rush, and the Rams lost another offensive lineman in primetime last week. Their offensive line is in shambles.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that, to be honest.
They got a good team offensively, and their defense has, shown up more than we expected. I'm just saying that offensive line is scary bad now. You could argue that's the worst offensive line in the league given their injuries.
Oh, I know they're not good. And they weren't good to start out.
Yeah, they
to be
weren't.
honest.
That's what I'm saying. They weren't good to start with, and then that second half, Stafford, it looked dangerous.
Yeah,
That's why
I'm not high on this Colts team. I know that they've played well and whatnot. Kumbaya, rookie quarterback, looks great. Josh Downs is awesome. I
think Richardson's a mix between Cam Newton and Robert Griffin III, and I think we're about to see his path. I think the time off might have actually helped him. I think it might have settled him down, and we see him more.
Was it 2 concussions though already?
It was.
He's had?
No, I'm not saying it's smart. It might be negligent, but it's going to happen, and I'll play it before the wheels fall off because you're right. The wheels might fall off.
Especially when you have a good veteran backup.
Yeah, but not to take any more time. Does anyone else have any thoughts?
I'm just salty because Donnie took my pick.
Oh, sniped!
But I think he's absolutely correct about this matchup. The Colts are nothing special. Their defense is fine. Their offense is surprisingly decent for what they are, but it's going to be no match for this hot Rams team that just flat out embarrassed Seattle, and they're back. They're making Puka and Tutu, guys that nobody expected to be relevant in fantasy or real life, to be
Logan expected
offensive
Puka to be
pieces.
relevant.
Expected.
I did. Puka.
Oh, Puka.
Logan's a Puka guy.
Right, and we'll see how relevant he is when Cooper Kupp comes back too. But nevertheless, that's a topic for another time.
Yeah, I agree. That brings it over to Logan.
They're going to be different when he comes back, but I think it'll be better. Like, it'll be a different offense, but I think it could be better. Oh man, I have some ways I could go with this one. Usually I'm pretty dead set on what I want to do, but I want the Panthers against the Vikings. I've been saying it and I'm going to double down to the market catches up to me. I think the Vikings are the worst defense in the league. I think they're a bottom 5 team in the league. I think they're terrible. I think they were lucky last year to win so many games, and it really covered up a lot of long-term problems they have because they didn't develop a lot of young talent, especially on defense, and they won a lot of close games. And this season, it's finally showing through what I thought last season. I just don't like this Vikings team. I think
they've been competitive though. You over-exaggerate. I get what you're saying, but I think you over-exaggerate it.
No, that's exactly it. But here's the thing, Donnie, to your point, I think Denver is better than people think they are. It's just like, I don't want to play that end of the scoreboard narrative where it's like at the end of the game, was the game close? Oh, that means they're an okay team. I don't like anything the Vikings do. I will say I'm Bryce Young. I think the week off will help him. I think, just settling down, getting a different perspective, whether that was a true legit injury or not. I think it could be a good reset for him. I like the Panthers.
Can we click on that matchup?
We can.
There we go.
Come
But-
on,
So I got the
this is
Panthers
your
at 4.5.
team, bro. Give us something.
Oh. Is that enough?
The tiny man himself is
It-
back in action.
Is that good enough analysis?
I know I'm the highest on Young of anyone.
Hold on. Oh, am I done now? Am I good?
Yeah.
Honestly, though, answer me this.
I like Chuba. If Sanders is out, that'll be a really good play. To be honest,
I
like that,
agree.
can I like kind of plot like in a feeling revenge game? I don't hate him. I actually think if Bryce Young's back, I would like Hayden Hurst at tight end at 3,300 over like guys like people are gonna play Chig at 31 and Knox and Kincaid at 31 and 32, and like I think Hurst at 33 is just as good as them. Honestly, they're all tight ends, but whatever.
I really don't like the idea of Thielen revenge game. Like I don't think there's any bad blood between those two teams.
Oh, okay. I would be more inclined to play Revenge of the Thielen if his quarterback was the Red Rifle, but it's not. So,
Hey, it's a Red
yeah.
Rider BB. Just to let you know.
Yeah, I just switched from a Red Rider BB gun. I just switched from a Red Rifle to a Red Rider BB gun, and we're gonna shoot our eye out.
Hey, all I'm saying is Young played some pretty good defenses. I want to see what he looks like against a terrible defense.
I wish he had Mingo too. Like him, not like Bryce Young coming back without Mingo. Like
Yeah.
Dalton's gonna know how to like use his tight end and just target Thielen and chuck it downfield to Shark. I don't know if Bryce, like from what I've seen with him, I don't know if he's gonna make those decisions correctly, which is really the bad part. I honestly want him to sit till the bye week.
Here's my thing. If I was looking for the narrative, which I'm not looking for a revenge narrative, but if I was, there's a much better revenge narrative this week with Zeke going back to Dallas, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, as far as this matchup goes, though, it's worth noting that both of these teams are in the bottom 10 of most points given up so far. Vikings have given up 82, and the Panthers have given up 81. I think this could potentially be a shootout if everything goes well enough for the Panthers, because we've already seen the Vikings can't stop the run. They let DeAndre Swift make them look stupid, right? And I think that could be good enough for an unhealthy Miles Sanders if he plays.
All right, well, what about
Yeah, I don't
this?
disagree with that.
Well,
Yeah.
we're on this topic. Which Kelsey Swift duo is better?
I don't know. I kind of like the Eagles one because at least that's a good
Me too.
bromance.
Yeah.
Any other input on that?
I can't.
Hey, look.
I can't. I'm currently tweeting that to Jason Kelsey. They're going to use it on their next podcast. Question. Which Kelsey Swift combo is better? Travis and Taylor or Jason and DeAndre?
Leave your answers.
If
in the
DeAndre
comments.
goes off this week, it'll be a legitimate fucking question.
Leave your predictions in the comment section below.
Oh, yeah, please comment.
As you like and subscribe. No, but honestly, the Taylor thing is fun. As long as you take it fun. The people that are like over exaggerating it, I just find it that's silly on both ends. But I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna take the money side. Give me Taylor and Travis. Like I want money, and I don't mind
Listen,
having a different.
Taylor makes more than the whole Chiefs roster combined.
Exactly. So give me the money. Give me the women. We'll have a whole diversity. You know, all the merrier.
That's fucking crazy to think about, actually. I didn't even.
No, seriously.
She makes all of them look poor in comparison.
Oh, she could legitimately buy an NFL team.
Oh,
It's
she
still
could buy
Like of all the people, she could legitimately buy a sports franchise if she wanted.
multiple to go. She could buy multiple.
Yeah,
She-
no.
She's wealthy.
Duh.
Yeah.
Duh.
But well, I say that because she's wealthy. Like she earned it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. No, she became successfully wealthy. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Speaking
speaking of
of-
Taylor Swift, that was a good time for me to make my pick.
Yes. Swiftie. Let's get Swifty. Gotta get Swifty in here.
Yes, but contrary to that transition, I am not picking the Chiefs right now. I'd like to pick the 49ers at 14 under the Cardinals. I think I was wrong about the Cowboys last week. I will own that. They played down to their competition. I forgot that's the way Mike McCarthy does every fucking time there's an easy matchup on paper. Mike McCarthy goes, nope, let's suck this week. And then the Cowboys ended up losing that game. But this is Kyle Shanahan's team. They don't choke in the regular season. They save that for the postseason. So I want
Have we met our quota of saying the word suck? Can we stop saying the word suck?
We already ran far enough with this. I think we just have to keep going at this point.
Yeah.
But so yeah, give me the 49ers in this one. I'm more confident with this pick.
Yeah, I agree. You know, is it against the Cardinals again? I believe it is. Yeah. Are the Cardinals going to kill your hopes and dreams twice in a row?
If they do, then well, I guess I'll cry a lot and then just yeah.
What's crazy is they were minus 13, won that game, and bounced back to a minus 14. Or sorry,
Shit.
plus.
Figures.
Like, that's how much Vegas hates this Cardinals team, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And the Cardinals, honestly, are not even that bad of a defense. Right now, they're middle of the road. They are, not joking.
And they haven't played bad offenses either.
Yeah, they are a middle-of-the-road team that nobody expected. But even then, I don't think that's going to be enough against a championship-caliber team like the 49ers. So,
run CMC.
Mm-hmm. All day, every day.
I just want to point out really quickly, this is all I got in the game. This proves to me, and you can believe it or not, I just don't think teams tank. So the Cowboys played down to competition. They didn't play great, but it meant something for the Cardinals. I don't think the players are trying to lose on purpose. They're trying to play for contract. We just talked about, young people making money. There's a lot of young players on that team that are obviously going to get chances.
Josh Dobbs wants a chance to start somewhere. I mean,
well, exactly, Donnie. They might not be like starter quality talent-wise, and that might be why they lose, but it's not an effort thing. So I wouldn't sleep on the Cardinals to put together some of these big performances.
GMs tank, not players.
Right. So that's all I got in this game.
All right. Back to Gov. No. Yeah, Gov.
I'm about to say, shouldn't I be last?
Oh, I'd like to go back to the start. I like it.
Oh,
I don't like.
We don't do snake draft. Okay, there we go.
No, we don't. I don't like snake draft and thread picks.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, so a road team that is favored that I'm willing to eat the points on.
Can I guess?
Sure.
Is it the Falcons?
I mean, they're both road teams, to be fair.
That was an inside joke because of the Jags going to London.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the Falcons are not favored.
Oh, I think they were earlier this week. I apologize,
but it's up to -3 Jags. I doubt it.
So just to recap, the first 4 picks, I took the Seahawks.
The Seahawks. I took the Rams.
The Rams over the Colts. Yep.
Logan took the Panthers, and Evan took the Niners, with the group pick being the Chargers.
Yep. So I'm going to go out on a limb here. And I'm going to say that a team is actually that bad, and they're going to lose at home to a team that just gave up 50, that just lost by 50 points.
Oh, no.
I'll take the Broncos -3 over the Bears.
Oh, no.
I do. Like, I will be...
I
spoiler
don't
alert.
mind it,
Spoiler alert.
but...
I'm playing Justin Fields in DFS. But I don't think it's like a slog game. I think they either both go off or the Broncos win it.
You would bet the over then?
I would probably take the over on that game, yes, and I think Broncos can cover a field goal.
The Denver Donkeys -3.5, baby.
It's rough. When I was looking at it earlier today, it was at 2.5, so it's moving. So,
Evan, can you cover your ears? Because I think the Bears are worse than they've shown, and the Broncos are way better than they've shown. I'm with Gov on this one.
Well, to be fair, how much worse could Denver show?
right, it's
Come
all uphill from here, baby.
Like, it really can't get worse.
Whereas the Bears,
The
Yeah.
Bears look like the Bears have had very few, but they've had some people have decent games.
I do want to get Evan's opinion on this really quickly. It is so early on in the year, Evan, and people do tend to overreact. Still, we talked about overreactions, especially in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
What is a realistic good season for you, and unrealistically good season for you? Like, can you middle it for me? Can you give me what you think realistically would be considered a good season, and then what would be the high end unrealistic?
Are we talking about just for this year or in general?
This year for the Bears.
This year, if Matt Eberflus can learn to fucking coach, then I would consider that a good year. But I don't think it's going to happen.
So, you're saying unrealistically, Matt Eberflus learns how to coach.
Yes.
How many wins does that get you?
I don't know.
That's so sad to say.
Here's the thing, too. I had this Bears team preseason going 8-9 at best. I had them about middle of the road, like taking either second or third in the NFC North, just depending on like differences in injuries and the schedules. But this team has flat out just proven that they are not good at anything. And it's entirely coach's fault. Like, I don't want to spend too much time talking about this, but the one thing
I know what they're good at
is that Eberflus is not the type of coach that will go up and down and yell at the team, yell at the defense. Come on, guys, we got to fucking get back out there. We got to put in more effort. He's not that guy. There's no leadership, like I said before. So I didn't even want to touch this Broncos-Bears game because I don't even fucking know who's going to win. I'll be honest.
I'll take the shot
I guess you
on
just
Denver.
go to the coach. You just do the
coach.
coach difference, in my opinion. That's what I look at.
Sean Payton could easily outcoach Eberflus. I could see that being a good reason to bet on the Broncos.
Listen, I think a lot of coordinators could outcoach Eberflus.
Oh, I've seen some really shitty coordinators. Trust me, that's not true.
Josh McDaniels could outcoach Eberflus.
I don't know about that one, actually.
I'll be honest with you. The Bears should hire right now, but they definitely should hire in the offseason if they don't do it right now. Go and get Jim Schwartz. That man deserves a second chance. He would be good with the Bears.
Give me Brian Flores for crying out loud. He was the first one interviewed before they picked Eberflus. I'll take him.
True.
Steal it from the Steelers.
But let's keep this moving. We don't want to. We already talked enough about the S word. Let's not bring the Bears into that.
I was gonna say it when I said I know what they're good at. That's what I was gonna say.
Come on, we've already suffered enough.
Please.
Let them hibernate. Go ahead, Danny.
Well, I'm gonna be a homer for the second time this year. I really like the Patriots at -6. They have +6. Sorry, they have time and time again made their opponents struggle. Even a 6-point dog that's unheard of as a Patriots fan. And maybe I'm just riding the wave of past. I don't think Belichick's getting blown out, even in Dallas. The Patriots offense is consistent enough. The defense is very good. It's going to be a tough game for Dallas if they come out and win it.
So that brings me to my first question for you, Donnie. Is New England's mediocre offense going to be enough to get past this really tough Cowboy defense, even without Trayvon Diggs?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be great. I'm just saying I could definitely see a 24-21 game. The Patriots offense has had a lot of turnovers in the first quarter. As long as they don't turn the ball over, it's going to stay close. That's not a lot to ask from an NFL offense, I don't think.
I wonder if it's worth noting that in points total scored so far this season, Patriots have 52 and the Bears have 47.
Well, look at the win difference. Patriots had a chance of winning all their games.
Can I just get in quickly? Because I only got one thing on this game.
Yep.
If you want to play the narrative of Ezekiel Elliott, they want to get him the ball, and the narrative of revenge. Play the over 27 yards rushing, or the touchdown anytime.
The Patriots have used Zeke a lot more than I thought.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Donnie, but it's safer, in my opinion, to play the 27.5 points over, or play the anytime touchdown Ezekiel revenge game over playing the Ezekiel Elliott DFS roster spot, because there's just so much good DFS value. So
I agree. I don't even think Zeke's a bad play, because I do think he will play.
Similar to last week, people were on the Param stuff with the Chargers. It actually paid out better to bet that as a prop than to actually play him in DFS. It was much more better to play Samuel Porta in your tight end spot. So there's some free advice for the people, for what it's worth.
All right, that brings us over to Logan.
Okay, I think this is going to be a shocker for some people, and I don't know why. Because if I'm wrong, I will eat crow. I guess I won't be picking the Super Bowl captain, and I won't wear the C on my chest anymore. Maybe I won't even introduce the show anymore. But give me the Dolphins to beat the Bills at +3. That's what I saw at earlier this week. I know.
Yeah, I'm at +2.5.
Okay, still I'll take it. I think the Dolphins are head and shoulders better. I don't think the Bills are that great.
DeMar Hamlin's playing because Poyer's out.
Good. They need all the help they can get on defense. They got beat by the Jets. They don't want Josh Allen to be Josh Allen anymore. They want him to be conservative. I think that here's the thing. I think that the Dolphins have underperformed actually as a team, because I think that defense could be a lot better than they've shown. And I think this is the week where that defense shows up. They invested in Fangio. They wanted him to come in.
I don't think this Bills offense is very good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I actually think this game goes under. I think the Dolphins defense shows up. I think Fangio has a kind of a renaissance. Like, it usually takes defensive coordinators some time to gel, and I don't really like this Bills team long term. I'm all over the Dolphins here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to disagree with that, but not because I think you're crazy, Logan, because the Bills are the type of team that will play down to their competition too. Not quite the same as Mike McCarthy, but this Bills team so far has shown that they're still above average at worst in the passing game, total yards per game, and they're still good at running the football, which the Dolphins are not good at stopping either. So I think this could be potentially a shootout.
And that's how a lot of people think of it. I guess I'm just amazed that I get 2.5 with what I consider the better team.
And the Bills' defense is still very respectable, which makes me wonder if the Dolphins are going to be able to ride the momentum they had against the Broncos.
Correct. And I think the Bills' offense is good. I just think for whatever reason that they're focused more on the postseason. Like, they want Josh Allen to be limited. They want him to slide more. They want him, to be more conservative. You give me the plus number on a better team, I'm all over the Dolphins. I don't see how this loses.
I've seen that before with Josh Allen, where allegedly they want him to rush less, which I believe was last year, and then he rushed for about the same as he did in other years. So Go figure.
We'll see when times get tough and games start to matter more what happens. But so far, they have been more conservative this year than in past years. So we'll see.
Why would Josh Allen change his play style that made him a $50 million a year quarterback?
Exactly.
I agree with you, Donnie. I
I don't think you can take the mindset out of him. He's built like a linebacker. It's the same thing as Cam Newton. You can't take that out of him. That's who he is, and you got to live with it.
Yeah, it's the same thing I've argued with Matthew Stafford in football. The same thing with Kobe. It's like people that Kobe wasn't a good teammate. Kobe was himself, and some teammates liked that, and some teammates didn't. Like that was a competitive energy. Like Matthew Stafford's a gunslinger. That's what he does. Brett Favre the same. So like when you try to shoehorn players to play in a conventional way, when really what got him there was the uniqueness, I just think that's a mistake.
What do you think of all this, Gov?
Oh.
Gov's ready for the lineup.
I wanted to stay away from that game.
This game has been bothering me all week. This game.
Me too. I don't like this game at all.
I love this game, and I don't want to play any of it. It's a
divisional game. Like, how often do divisional games turn into huge shootouts?
It's a divisional game that should be a slog, and like the Bills' linebacking core has been playing better than normal, but they're also undersized and slow compared to what Miami's throwing at them this year. I don't know. Like, it's in Buffalo. Like, what was it? I was reading. Where was it? I was reading this stat. It's like last year, both these teams in week 3 were going to play each other. This was in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
The week before, both teams put up like 35 points. So everyone was thinking shootout. And then you have that 90-play game where it's 21-19.
Yep.
Could we see something similar where like Miami's fast and Buffalo's trying to move fast, but maybe it's sloppy in Buffalo?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think that this could be a high scoring game. I kind of want pieces of it. Like, I don't mind playing Mostert. I would, if I could get to Tyreek over some of the other guys, I would. Both Kincaid and Knox look good at tight end. Like,
here's the thing. To say for the next 5 years.
But I don't know if I bet the over on this. That's the thing. It's like,
To say for the next 5 years, in my opinion, that this Bills-Dolphins game, all these games I'll play 10 times minimum, is never going to be a shootout is crazy, just because they're a divisional game. There's going to be probably half of these will be shootouts. It's which ones are shootouts.
Yeah.
No.
Logan, I do get one more pick, right?
You do. I'm just
yes.
Okay.
I'm just moving things along, but yes, you do.
Okay, just making sure. Are we all good?
Yep, we're all good. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah. So my last pick, which hurts a little bit because I hate this team and I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Browns at 2.5 under.
Oh, I was gonna do that. Oh, you took a good one.
See, I like the Browns this year. They played very well on defense, but I don't know if it's because their defense is this good or they've just played teams that are that bad. And with Deshaun Watson questionable, are they better with Watson or without Watson? I'm not sure at this point, honestly.
That guy in the preseason they were playing was pretty damn good. So I don't know.
Good.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson, exactly.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
DTR.
Like I'd try it. I'd let Watson sit with the injury and try it.
But yeah, so the Cleveland Browns to me have been shockingly good at defense, and I didn't expect this. They're great at defending the pass and the rush, and guess what the Ravens like to do? They like to run the ball. I think they're going to struggle against this rush defense, and then when they try to throw to Zay Flowers, it's not going to go well. So I think the Ravens are in for a potential ass kicking.
Here's the thing. I agree, because the Ravens have their starting center and their starting tackle out. They have Odell out. They have Bateman
out.
Yep.
I do not think that's just the 4 key offensive pieces.
Yep. All they have left now is Flowers and Andrews.
Yeah.
And hey, listen, Nelson Aguilar's had a good season so far.
Good for what you can expect from him, sure.
Yes. He's been playable. That's the thing. As a number 3, he has to jump into a number 2 role now. Can he get some of that magic that he had back with the Raiders? Possibly. He's always hit and miss. I don't know what to expect from the guy.
Yeah, and I'm not impressed with the Ravens' defense this year either, so that's why I got to go with the Browns.
Yeah, they're also banged up the defense, and they lost J.K. Dobbins earlier this year. So like,
Again,
we don't know what to expect from that team.
This team is not having the fortune of health for sure.
Which is unfortunate because Lamar Jackson looked really good last week,
And they were my Super Bowl pick, so
I don't think that's necessarily bad though. But there it is for that. Are we ready to build some lineups?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So we actually got a sponsorship which I've been using for statistics. A guy who used to work for PFF called Kevin Clark does some analytics, and I thought it would be interesting to kind of like meld our opinions with some of his numbers, if you guys would be up for that, as a interesting theory kind of build. Like we can quickly go through some of his numbers and some of his ideas, and then kind of build what we like around it. That way we use a bit of computer, a bit of emotion, and hopefully I figured this might be a good week because we got so many narratives, because we got so much of this. If we just trust the number of an outsider a bit, we embraced Evan a couple weeks ago as a non-DFS guy. This guy's very intelligent, but doesn't build content for DFS. But if we apply it to DFS, I think it would be interesting. So it's not a projection.
Before we do that,
go ahead, Donnie.
I think a good way to utilize it is we look at quarterback, we look at defense,
and
we look at our favorite flex player.
Yeah, and
then from there we build our lineups off of that.
Well, I thought last week went really well by just getting our pillars out there and seeing how many marry and see how much of our ideas kind of meld together and just build lineups one after the other, kind of in a constructive way, like what fits, what doesn't. So, Donnie, did you have anything else? Because I did have another idea personally that I had for myself.
That was my personal idea on this. If you have something that feels better, or if the guys have something they feel is better.
Evan, do you have a pillar? Do you have something you want to definitely do with a lineup this week?
Yeah, I do actually, and I think it could be fairly interesting. I think if we're just gonna stick with the Sunday games, we can only pick the games that start at 3:05 Central and beyond. So that's Raiders, Chargers, Patriots.
I haven't listened.
And Cardinals, 49ers.
That is a very good strategy this week specifically. There's a lot of great late plays.
I will say I have seen somebody do this for basketball. He used to call it throwing it in the main, because like in basketball it's similar. There'd be like 3 or 4 games at the end of the night, right? But everyone wanted to see themselves winning early on, and so like 7 o'clock was always a cram for basketball because you get like inactives and it's crazy. And that guy would just sit back and he would load up on all the late games, and it didn't always hit, but when it did, like he would be so different. So I do think it's a different way to build. We'll definitely do some of that, and we'll definitely get more PMR in our lineup this week, I think, because of just the way we build. Gov, any
that's
thoughts?
Most of the guys I like this week.
Right. So that should be easy. Gov, any like pillars, anything you want to try to force into a lineup? Any concepts?
We have to play one San Fran player every lineup. Like I don't see him not scoring 30, so I got to get a piece.
I agree.
I'm okay.
I'm up to whoever it is, CMC. Yep. But we can play whoever we want in the lineup, CMC. And I like Kittle looks good, CMC. And then I also like Ayuk, even if Debo plays CMC. But like we can play almost anyone from San Francisco, CMC.
CMC.
Yeah. Look, I think that fits, Evan's like let's go heavy afternoon, narrative. I think that fits Donnie's thing of like let's try to build it a bit different this week. I wanted to build like a ultimate stars and scrubs. I think this is the week to do it. You could do it at quarterback. You could do it at running back with Chuba Hubbard, and I think but here's what I want to do. So I want to do it in a way that most people aren't doing stars and scrubs. So if we're going to do stars and scrubs, I want to identify what somebody else is doing and then do the opposite, at least with one lineup. And I think we can do that by reviewing what the chalk is and see if there's an easy pivot. And I'll explain a bit with one of the last lineups. But are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we talked about, because this guy had two different charts. We talked about what chart to use this week. Again, he's not a DFS guy, and I'll switch over really quick so you guys can see it and present it. He's not a DFS guy, but he's very analytical. And so it's not a projection, but I do think it will fit some of the projections that you see around the DFS industry. This is his adjusted quarterback efficiency metrics. And I would like to pick one of the top 5 quarterbacks. Now, some of these quarterbacks are on the Sunday slate, so maybe you can use it for a showdown, or, Jared Goff already played, but see if we can pick some of these top guys and then use the numbers to build off it. He also has a breakdown. Again, this is behind a bit of a paywall. He said it was okay to show off, to display. So if you guys want to check it out, it's Unexpected Points by Kevin Clark. He runs a Substack. He used to work for PFF. Really cool guy. Thanks for doing this for us. And so do you guys have any thoughts based on this chart?
Well, I'll say this. We know we can't play. We know we cannot play Goff, right?
Mhm.
I can't bring myself to play Prescott at all this week.
And obviously we can't play Mahomes because he plays on the Monday night slate.
We cannot play Mahomes. Out of these guys
I want
at the top, I like Love most, or Herbert.
But Love played on Thursday night.
But Love played on Thursday night too. Yeah, well, there you go. I don't love any of the top guys DFS wise.
That's the idea, though, Donnie. It's like we have to almost trust the numbers. So, out of the top guys here, who would you go with?
I don't like any stacks right now with Stafford. I would have to say they'll probably just go with an Allen or a Herbert. Those are my top 2 out of this.
Okay, Evan.
I was going to say I'm fine with Stafford this week because I am not that impressed with this Colts defense, and I'd be fine with picking like Tutu or Puka to stack with Stafford if we wanted to go that way.
Puka is really cheap this week.
Really?
So is Tutu for the projected upside, I think. Gov, any thoughts?
See, this is something I'd have to look at and dive into, honestly.
Yeah.
Because,
we have to look at
just so I'm understanding, the point where the player's picture is like, yeah, go up so I can read exactly what this is actually trying to show me.
And I can enlarge it.
Points for each quarterback.
I think of this chart, though, I'll just say for myself, I would be a fan of Stafford or Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott could be sneaky good in this slate. Because
I can't do it. I'd play Mac before I played Dak.
I have to agree with Donnie here. I do not want to play Dak this week.
Well, Mac's not anywhere close to.
I know that's.
I don't want to play Dak either. I'm saying of the people that are available at the top of this chart. That's what this exercise is supposed to do, though. It's supposed to make us uncomfortable. So, of the top 5 guys we could play.
Listen, Logan, you're asking not flexible people to do yoga.
That's exactly what you got to do sometimes in DFS. You got to embrace the difficulty. But that's kind of what we do with our draft picks anyway. So, I just think this is it forces you into an interesting discussion.
See, and here's my thought.
Okay.
I'm willing to say that even through 4 weeks, I'll just take the quarterback playing. Yes, this is sort of showing me that Tua and Purdy and Love could regress throughout the year. And that Stafford's could actually smash, I guess, because they're not going as good as his EPA per play actually adjusted is.
Correct.
So off of that, it would say Stafford is my guy, but I'm willing to bet on guys playing how they've been all year and the offense is running how they've been all year. Mm-hmm. In which case, Now our top 5 goes by the dot. And now I'm playing Purdy.
Well,
In my
let's do Purdy because Purdy fits the narrative of let's play late guys. It fits your 49ers thing, so let's lock in Brock.
Big sock, Brock.
Because he is
Pizza's Purdy delivery.
He would be 5 on the list.
Purdy's pizza delivery.
Now, this is an interesting question. I think we have to determine this right away. Are we building this lineup with the idea that Debo is out? And then are we building it with the contention if Logan finds out that Debo is in, do you want me to make the switch? I need those 2 answers from all.
Does not matter to me. Does not matter to me at all. I don't care if he's in or out. It would not change the lineup.
I agree.
And I don't care if you guys build whether he's in or out.
I agree.
I honestly don't think it matters. I think he can totally play and play. Sorry, you can't see the quotation marks.
Right. I think he's going to try to give it a go, but I don't think it'll be 100%. I would probably be off of him. It does look like Elijah Mitchell might miss this game or at least be limited as well.
Just want to say this. If he's questionable, then he's not 100%.
Well, sometimes you get the Q tag and it's more of a formality. I think this is like a legit question, whether he could actually like suit up. But Elijah Mitchell, I think, is a big deal. I think this does speak to maybe CMC being a better play than some people are going to give it credit to. Because some people will be afraid of the price. But like I say,
I love CMC this week.
Okay, can we just lock him in then?
Yeah, you should switch to the screen. But
wait, oh, you mean okay? Switch. I thought I did.
Yeah, let's switch to the lineup builder. Yeah.
No, I thought I did. My apologies. Amateur hour. Find my PayPal, and then I'll make sure these transitions are smooth. But until then, you're gonna have to deal with some amateurs.
Like and subscribe in the meantime.
Yeah, exactly. Well, okay, so we are going value. So speaking of a value podcast, I think we lock in CMC and then we get almost stars and scrubs like I mentioned. Tell me if I'm wrong, but Rondell Moore just makes too much sense in this lineup, does he not?
I don't need any Arizona bringbacks, to be honest.
If I'm going Arizona bringback, I'm going with Ertz.
I might probably go Connor just because of the consistency.
But Ertz is gonna hurt that defense. There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. There's the cringe.
I'm not even that confident in Ertz, to be honest.
Okay,
because
so let's not bring it back and see what that looked like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we're going to go off of numbers, I would recommend we want a PMR. We want to go off of more database for this lineup. I would recommend targets. We look at wide receivers who have a lot of targets. Any recommendations there?
I think if you want like I guess if we're going, it doesn't have to be the bring back with the Niners and Cardinals, right?
It could be a whole different game.
Yeah, because the only thing I was going to say to that is you could flex Hollywood and probably get a decent deal on that, but I don't think we have to go that far.
No. I agree with that. Rondell would be the only cheap guy I would consider from Arizona as a receiver.
Who do you guys like more, Pollard or Lamb?
Neither.
Pollard, but I like both of them.
Against the Patriots?
Like either of them? Nope, I'm definitely not playing the run game, that's for sure.
Lamb.
I'm sorry, I can't do it. I know I say it every week. I can't expect somebody to perform exceptionally well against the Patriots defense.
Okay, so let's go Lamb then. If you're so defiant against it, and I'm okay with Lamb. Evan, are you okay with Lamb?
I think I'm defaulting to Lamb because I am not trusting Pollard to do super well against the Patriots rush defense.
I will say our best lineup is when we just kind of went with our gut. Not to say that's but sometimes that's a good deal breaker. I think it was an interesting conversation.
I like Pollard.
I like
Here's
Pollard
the thing with my gut. Christian Gonzalez right now is ranked 3rd, I think, by Pro Football Focus.
Okay,
he's having a really good year.
you're about to get Pollard and Lamb in this lineup, and we're gonna make you really get sick here. We're gonna play one of these guys.
I was about to say, I don't know. I don't even think we have to play. I just want to have the discussion.
I don't want to play either of them, is what I'm saying.
First off, I
No,
don't think
Donnie.
the New England. I'm against Donnie in that. I don't think the New England defense is something that we just have to avoid. I think volume
Donnie,
guys against it will still get there. I think there's
I'm
sort
just
of
worried about the touchdowns.
there's sort of a
No.
revenge, like a sort of a revenge-ish narrative in that people are going to be talking about Zeke coming back to Dallas. Why wouldn't
Who's
Pollard
talking
just go
about
off?
that?
That's the only narrative I've heard about that game.
I agree.
Otherwise,
No
no
one
one's
cares
talking
about
the
this
at all.
game.
No, I've seen that narrative a lot, Donnie.
Like that's
Nobody
the
cares
only
about
narrative
the
about
game.
that. That may
Yeah.
be, but the people who care about this game are talking Zeke's return to Dallas.
You know who
And
cares
that's
about
something
that
to make
game?
Pollard go like, yeah, like that's what they're going to ask the players in the interviews because the reporters aren't going to have anything other than what the few people talking about the game are, and it's Zeke's return to Dallas. That's what people.
Hold on,
So
hold
you
on,
don't
hold
think
on.
that's not in Pollard's ear where he's not going to be like, yeah, everyone's talking about Zeke coming back to Dallas after signing with them. And why couldn't Pollard just take his 20 to 25 touches that he's going to get and break out?
Okay.
Entirely possible.
Now I have to do it because I like Pollard. Gov likes Pollard. Donnie hates Pollard. I got to put you on the spot, Evan.
No,
You
no,
got-
I don't hate Pollard. I don't think it's a terrible play. I'm just saying I think there's better running back plays.
I don't think there is. So Evan, I need you to break the tie. Is Pollard a good play this week? Do you want to play?
I think he is a mid to high RB2 this week as far as production goes. I'm just trying to compare it against the Jets because they at least have a good run defense, and Pollard was held to 2.88 yards per carry against that Jets tough defense, and against the Patriots, who are also good at stopping the run. I could see a similar output if he gets the passing volume. So,
but the key to Pollard is on top. Like I see the game you're talking about, but in that same game, he also got 8 targets.
Look at the
yes, he
volume.
did. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what I don't know if that's going to happen, and
It
that's why I'm
seems
scared to
pretty-
trust Pollard.
See, that's the thing. He seems to be consistently like, if they need to throw to the running back, they're going to do it to him. They bring like Dowdle in to just be sort of spell him so that he's not on the field the whole time. But Pollard gets all the touches that is available to him. If they're down, he'll get passing work. If that's it, then because of that, I will take Pollard.
This game fits our narrative. So let's see if there's something better, but like we are going to probably play.
I'm playing Pollard over Lamb. I'm saying that. If we have to pick
Okay.
one or the other, it's Pollard over Lamb.
So let's put Pollard in then, because because it fits all the other narratives. Let's make Donnie sick here. We'll put in Tony Pollard. I actually think
I don't like. I think there is definitely a world
We're
where
going back to we're going back 10 years in DFS. Team jam them in, people.
No, honestly, I do think we got the two best running backs on the slate. When you consider,
I do not think Pollard will finish top 5 as a running back this slate. But I've been wrong before.
Well, but I'm with you, Donnie. If it was just running back in a vacuum, but the Gus point, I was just gonna make it. He's seeing 40 attempts basically. If you consider his pass.
He's seeing like 32 attempts. Was his
He's
highest.
seen over 25 attempts every week, basically.
I mean, I was exaggerating, but yeah,
That's crazy great volume.
Yeah,
I'll take him breaking one at home.
That makes me worried about him. To be honest.
Evan, you've been quiet. You've been a gentleman. I'm gonna give you free reign here. You name a guy, we'll put him in the lineup.
Okay. Yeah, because I was about to say that I'm fine with CD Lamb against the Patriots because even against the Jets, who also have a good secondary, he still got 11 catches for 143 yards.
Again, great volume at wide receiver. That was
I
why I
tried
was
to say
asking the
that.
question. Like, Pollard has McCaffrey level volume at running back, whether or not you want to see it or not. So to be fair, everything McCaffrey can do, Pollard can do.
I'm not saying it's impossible for Pollard to have 35 points. I'm just saying it's very unlikely.
Oh, I don't think we're going that high. I just think that Pollard will at least. I mean, the floor that we've set so far with Pollard is at least 15 fantasy points.
I think it's
almost
15
18
to 35.
I think 18 is a guarantee.
Yeah. But Logan, to answer your question, I guess if we don't want to go CD Lamb, I've already forgotten the point of this lineup. What are we looking for anything specific?
No.
Okay, so this is just free for all. Okay.
Yep.
Um.
Who do you like?
So let me look real quick here. I was gonna take a chance on Hopkins, but I don't think I want to be that bold.
It's not crazy, but
Yeah, it's certainly not. Ooh,
TikTok.
sorry.
no
Yeah,
clock.
there's so many good options here. I just wanna. Yeah. Fuck it. Give me Amari Cooper.
Ooh, like that.
Cooper, I like it.
You like that?
You like that?
I like that.
I
So I'm
like that.
trying to go too hard on Kirk Cousins here.
I do like that better than Kirk Cousins, as you guys are proven with my split picks.
But yeah, no, I like Amari Cooper in this matchup. I'm not impressed with Baltimore's defense. I think he's going to get some solid.
I have our bring back.
Do it,
I
Donnie.
would
Do it.
be surprised if Cooper doesn't get a minimum of 8
Do it,
targets.
Donnie. We need value, Donnie. Go ahead and do it.
Nelson Aguilar, baby. Why don't you show the targets?
Now we did not give you the Patriots argument, so we'll give you the former Patriot. We'll give you that because I do think
we don't talk about the fact that guy was a former Patriot, but
You
and
really
I don't like
show
this-
me the targets, baby.
don't
I want to
like-
see them.
Yeah, I don't like this play in a vacuum. If we were just talking about talent, but opportunity is there. Everyone is out for the Ravens. It's a nice bring back. He's getting work.
4 with only Odell out last week. 6 when Odell went down last week. The week before that, I think it's a good play.
we really
Can we just go back to playing Rondale Moore?
He had he had 8 points last week. It's only gonna get worse.
Hold on,
It's only going up
I got-
from here.
I got to get higher for this if we're gonna start jamming it.
I've done it
Give me a
to you
minute.
2 weeks in a row.
Can I get him a question, please?
Yeah.
Do we really want to play anybody from the Baltimore's passing game and any receiving targets against Cleveland, who turned out to be the best passing defense so far this year?
That's my point. That's my thought. Like, I love Cooper even as just a one-off. I do think we do need a cheapness. So, like, it's why I'm looking at the range. Like, I'd almost rather just play Rondale, or like in that same range. Like, I like
Josh
Calvin
Downs.
Austin and I like Westbrook Akeem.
The other one would be Joshua Downs.
Downs is a little more expensive, but yeah, he's the one
He's 35,
projecting.
I believe,
He's
right?
also projecting for the most ownership in that range.
But we could eat ownership, I feel like, because
Oh yeah, we're quite different right now.
Can I make a case for Allen Robinson?
No.
No. The reason
Can
why
we see
is
what he averages points wise? Can you just go to Pittsburgh wide
if you're
receiver?
gonna go with a wide receiver that sheet from the Steelers, I would go with Kelvin Austin.
Well,
Yeah, we are getting a
here's the
2% on
thing.
Cooper, so we can eat chalk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even against Robinson as a play. It's just like that's so galaxy brain, but we don't need it.
Okay.
I don't think it's much different than the Thielen play last week, though. To be fair.
Yeah, I just love the snaps that he's getting with the Steelers. I mean, Calvin Austin is definitely saw an increase too, but Robinson is the number 2 with Deontay out.
Can I recommend a pick that I think we should just play because it's chalky, but it's a good play. Puka.
I'm fine with that.
Puka or Tutu is fine with me. Yeah.
At 6,700, Donnie mentioned the targets for, Nelson Aguilar. If we're going to go off data and say trust the numbers, Puka has seen like 10 targets. And that was coming off like injury concerns, like he was a little bit limited and still saw this many targets. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we're gonna go there,
Mm-hmm.
do we do we need an indie bring back? Because I almost want to just one-off Puka and go completely somewhere else.
Well, we did want to try to stay afternoon heavy for this slate.
Right.
Yeah, so I think we one off Puka. Like if he goes off in the morning, great. Same thing with Cooper. We're like we have that sort of Cooper, Aguilar, Puka in the morning. Like if that goes off, great.
Well,
we're set up to destroy people in the afternoon.
Here's the thing. Let's be honest. You guys probably think that, or Gov probably thinks that Aguilar Cooper thing is a puke stack.
I think this is our next pick.
I don't like the Baltimore side. I love Cooper. I don't hate Cooper. I don't like any piece of Baltimore.
I really do not want to leave in Aguilar. I think that's not a good play. It's fool's gold.
It's not fool's gold. Listen,
owned. Like there's guys in
trust me.
In that same range at the same price, basically.
Okay.
I can get better projection from Alec Pierce.
Listen.
I can get better projection. I can get better projection from Rondale Moore. I can get
if I'm wrong, I'll never say his name on this podcast again.
I want to move Aguilar for Josh Downs. At least I would vote for that.
Here's the thing. I will leave in Aguilar.
He's much higher projected too, yeah. So like Downs would be the highest projected guy. Samuel has a higher projection.
I will leave in Aguilar because Donnie swallowed the Pollard unless one of you really strongly is against either one of those plays.
I can deal.
Listen, I need one more week of it. He had 8 points last week.
That's why I'm doing it, Donnie, because I'm saying like you trusted us with the Pollard numbers of him getting almost 30, plus touches. We'll trust you with the targets if you believe in it, but don't just do it for the sake of doing it.
I'm going to say something right now.
I've done it 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I know.
All right, let's just get this lineup moving. I'm going to do it. I'm fine with Aguilar. We'll deal with it. Let's just get this take out there. We did it with the pick. It goes along with our spread pick. Just plug in the Chargers defense at 3,100.
I agree. I love the Chargers
defense. Or even do Kittle. Just let's get some value in. Yeah. It's not super cheap, but it does add salary to us.
What is our ownership?
O'Connell or Hoyer is going to suck. I mean, O'Connell might be good, but they're gonna make mistakes.
What's our ownership projecting at though? For real.
I have no
idea. Defense?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a second.
I know for a fact that Browns are the best. The
2%. Yeah, Browns are at 18, Colts at 12, Eagles at 12.
With Garoppolo playing,
everyone else is sub 10, and then Chargers are 2%.
Remember the million
play.
I don't see why not. I think that would be a smart enough play last minute like this.
Yeah, because Donnie, remember that Millie that we reviewed on our review show? If you guys haven't went back and listened to that, by the way, I thought was one of our best reviews. Dink, who won the Millie, won it on the Bills, and his thing was he wanted a statue quarterback that doesn't have necessarily a great offensive line that people are sleeping on. I think that's exactly the Chargers this week. They might be starting Brian Hoyer, a very statue quarterback, very limited offensive,
And I think Jimmy's a statue too, and that's why I was playing it.
Yep. So I like that. Can you make the argument that we shouldn't go Kittle here? I think Kittle just makes so much sense.
I think you could convince me to say Ertz and go somewhere else. But I think it's Kittle.
Let's look.
And then you do a run.
Okay, here's the thing though. If we go Kittle, we have to go double tight end because we don't have a lot of salary left.
True.
Yeah. So I'm fine with going Ertz and sticking someone else in here.
If we go Ertz, we could go with Tank Dell as a bring back. We could go with Josh Downs. I'll have to look at some other options. We'll be, obviously.
Can I make a case for Logan Thomas as a sleeper pick?
No.
Not for a double tight end, no.
Thielen
isn't awful.
I'm trying to think if we're trying to get in Kittle.
If we get in Kittle, we have to go somewhere like a Mike Gesicki, I think.
No, if we go Kittle, we go with the Cincinnati tight end Hudson.
Probably, yeah.
because Hudson is the starter.
I mean, I do think there will be Gesicki week. I don't know when though, so I'm not willing to bank on it.
Combo that upsets Evan's stomach. Like the Kittle play. So Ertz makes some sense.
No, what upset his stomach was me saying Gesicki.
Yeah. Yeah, like I
kinda
love
like
the play, but
I kind of like Chig for cheap.
No.
I don't want to touch him at all.
No.
I'd rather play
Really?
Logan Thomas.
What about Evan or Everett?
No, I don't want to touch Everett either.
Can we stick Ertz?
How about
in-
Parham?
I don't want to.
Parham isn't awful.
The thing is, though, Parham is going to be beloved because of the touchdowns he's getting from
I'm with Evan there.
from Herbert, but touchdowns are way too hard to predict. They're fluid, and I don't want to trust that yet at this point in the season from Parham.
I can agree with that.
I'm with Evan there. That's a good point.
The reason I pick Logan Thomas is just because Howell has been throwing to him when he's healthy.
I think we go Ertz. It correlates. Donnie loves
Yeah, but
him.
he's like never healthy, so I can't trust that.
He has been cleared to play, but if we're gonna go Ertz, then fine, let's go Ertz.
I'd almost
fine
rather
with
go one
either of the tight
I'd
ends.
almost rather go one of the Buffalo tight ends. Over
And
Ertz.
listen, here's my thing. I want to play a tight end from Arizona, San Francisco. It's to me, it's either Kittle or it's Ertz.
In that case, it has to be Ertz for me because the Kittle thing makes it. Unless we went Hudson, which I think is possible, but
See, if we went Ertz, then there's playable guys in that 4,600 and under range
Yeah.
to do. If we went Kittle, we'd need to go down somewhere. Like Puka would have to go to like 2-2, or we'd have to not like we just wouldn't be able to do it with what we have.
I don't think it's crazy to get off Puka, but that's Logan's guy, and I get it.
well,
Right.
If we got off of him, though, is there a value guy you guys like? Because I think Don's a good play, even if it is
So I'd
Chubb.
say honestly, the more I look, the Ertz play is probably what to do, and then you could play Tank, you could play Thielen.
I think this is what we do, and then we go and get Chase.
I'm fine with that.
Chase?
Yeah.
He's only at 7,800, which
Mark
surprises me.
How are we getting to that? I looked away.
We take out Puka for Josh Downs. Same game. Downs get similar targets. He gets about 10 targets. And then we get somebody like Chase. We could, I mean.
But what if we take Chase out and get up to Kittle?
That would make it stars and scrubs like Logan wants. Like, yeah. I'd rather have AJ Brown than Chase, honestly.
I mean, that was just an idea.
No, take Ertz out, put Kittle in, and see what that leaves for the best.
Okay.
Oh yeah, actually, you do that, then yeah.
I think that makes the most sense, actually.
Now you have 59 for a flex.
So then, hold
okay?
on. So then, do we not play Josh Downs? Because remember, Evan wanted to stay PMR anyways. We play Rondell Moore. We have a correlation. We have the 4:00 game. We have a lot lower ownership.
Rondale Moore makes me sick to my stomach.
You want to just play Michael Wilson?
I mean, I like Michael.
Well, hold on. This does give us enough for a play that was liked earlier for Hopkins. Now,
it gives me a play I like, which is James Conner, but I don't think I could convince you guys.
I have a
You
couple of
could
plays I
convince me
like in
Connor.
that 5,900 range.
I like James Conner here, but that's me. What do you got, Joe?
Connor, I think, is going to be a tougher sell because it's that 49er defense, but I don't see why he can't get to 10 fantasy points.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, to me, Pollard and Connor kind of have the same floor, but Connor is like $2,000 cheaper. I like this build, but I'm willing to listen if there's anything else. Like, I do think this is valuable for the people.
okay, well, let's do this. Connor or Hopkins? Like, if we're just saying that in the volume.
I would go Connor because it correlates. I'm always the
I-
tiebreaker for correlation.
I feel that way too.
Yeah, because Connor's probably going to put up RB2 numbers in fantasy, so I'm fine with it.
See, and the only other correlated piece I would put in would have been Kelly, and then we'd have money on the table to play with, like 600 or 700.
Yeah, Joshua
Joshua Smelly. Oh.
Kelly would be cheaper too, and it would be lower owned.
And it would correlate with our defense.
Yeah. So if we go Kelly, though, do you want to get off of Josh?
Like, that's like, we could see what that would put us in.
Let's see what that does, because I do think that could be interesting, and it will go lower owned. By the way, Bosa is getting more and more usage as the season goes on. That Chargers defense is a good call.
I'm going to have to look away because I can't stand Joshua Kelly.
Speaking of which, Chandler Jones is going to be released. Well, he is released. I don't know if it's like 100% official. That Raiders team, I don't know what the charge was. I'm not going to comment on it because I don't know what it was. But he got arrested, got released. If it's not serious and he goes to another defense, man, that team would.
Like the Lions?
I'm not ready to speculate on that at this time.
I'm not ready to speculate on locations, but the hypothetical is there.
It is there. Speaking of hypothetical, what would we do here at wide receiver with our this is what it would look like. See, I almost like Connor because I think he has more safety. Because the only guy I like here is
Whoa. Listen. If we're going correlation PMR type deal, we could put a Patriots receiver in there.
Which one?
Parker.
That's a conversation for all of us to sit down and have.
How long do we want to sit on this lineup, though? Because I know we have others
That
we
is
want to
true.
build.
Okay, so I'm like, I'm looking at it, and it's like, I think I'd rather like just leave Josh Downs in there.
Yeah,
Agreed.
That's how
And then-
I feel.
And then turn Aguilar, use that money to turn Aguilar into like Shaheed.
I'd much rather play Aguilar.
No
Like,
way.
I know New Orleans is going to throw. Shaheed is the third wide receiver.
We don't even know if Carr can
Okay.
play the full time.
Okay.
No, I the report was he looked very fine. He looked fine at Friday's practice throwing.
Okay,
Looks fine.
but here's the thing. I will side with Donnie here because he's giving us Pollard. So if he gives us Pollard, we'll give him Aguilar. We agree with the rest of this lineup, though, right? The rest of this lineup we pretty much agree with. We have other lines to build too, so like, don't puke too much. We won't
Listen,
play-
Listen, if Aguilar doesn't score 12 points, I will never say his name on this podcast again.
Redacted.
I have one question before we move on to the next lineup.
Go ahead.
Gov brought up Rashid Shaheed. Do these lineups that we build count punt and kick return points?
No, that's defense.
That counts as defense. Okay, never mind.
Shaheed would get 6 points if he is the kick returner on a kickoff return, though.
So that still counts as a touchdown if he scores on a kickoff return or punt return.
Technically, it's 6 points, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to bank on that either. Okay, next lineup.
Some people don't because your man Devin Hester, that was always the play for him. Is some people would play that because he'd be cheap sometimes.
You're taking me back to better days, Logan.
I want to make sure we get the right one here.
All right, let's get this next lineup in, baby.
So let's do this one.
Now, we've already built a cheap How about this? We all X off a game that we absolutely don't want to play this week, and we build a lineup after that.
I'm okay with that. I don't want to play anyone from Miami. Miami Buffalo. I think it'll be higher owned, and no one's sticking out to me.
I don't want to play anyone from Minnesota, Carolina.
I don't want to play anyone from the Bengals and Titans game.
Okay.
Uh,
These are good though.
I mean, like of all everything that's left, it's like I kind of don't want anything off of Tampa or New Orleans.
That was my other team I really didn't want.
That's the only other game of those
Okay.
that I would actually
But
fade.
here's why I like
I could have
this.
gone crazy.
Yeah, you could have. But here's why I like this strategy though, Gov. To Donnie's point, and I don't even think he did it on purpose. Sometimes when you condense your player or your player pool, whether that's bankroll or just like the options, it forces you to like really like plays. So I do think this is an interesting theory just from my process perspective.
All right.
So let's
two
wait on
wants-
quarterback. Let's still keep our other pillars that we like. Let's try to lean closer to the afternoon slate, the lower ownership, the stars and scrub mindset.
Who wants first pick? That's what we should be going with.
Let's see.
Reverse
I
of
think-
what we had going.
Can
From-
we select all the games that we didn't pick that we want no part of?
I have that in my optimizer, but yeah, we should.
Yeah, sorry, that question was for Logan.
So you want me to select all the games that? Okay, I can do
The
that.
games that we want.
I can do that.
Figured that would make life easier for us.
Well, yeah, most of us know prices at this point late in the week, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Go ahead,
Just-
though. You guys can start.
Evan, go ahead.
All right. I want to see what we can get out of what could potentially be the disaster game of the week with the Broncos at Bears game. And I think we should take a shot on DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. Okay.
Okay.
I can't be wrong on DJ Moore anymore, but I do like him still.
Against
He
the
was
worst
an
defense
he
in
was a
football.
solid receiver. You have the worst defense in football.
Mhm.
Yo,
What I want to do is not say we're going to lock these players in, but I do want to not change anything until the very end, and then see if we need to change something.
Sounds good.
Well, that would bring it to Logan's pick.
Okay, I'm gonna. Damn it, we can't do Carolina.
Nope.
That was the easy one for me. Let me just lock in Andrews.
I don't mind that. That would be my pick now. I want to put Tank Dell in the lineup.
Nice.
Yeah, we were in a chat a little while ago with some friends, and they were saying that they think Tank Dell is about $400 to $500 too cheap. I would agree with that. Not that he'll have like a blow up week, but
That's why I want to play him, because he's just too cheap.
He's still too cheap, but I think people will see that price increase and they'll get scared off of that. They'll say, "Wow, a few weeks ago he was $3K, but he deserves to be like $5K." So he's still too cheap.
Whose pick is it?
Gov's pick.
Javante.
Javante Adams.
Williams.
Yeah.
Javante, not Davante.
I was hoping you were gonna go Adams. Good pick. Given if you think it's going to continue that he gets the usage,
Gov, back to you, I believe.
I think this is easy. But
I want to say it, but I don't want to say it.
Field.
Say it with your chest.
I want to say it, I don't want to say it.
Field.
Just do it.
With your chest.
Okay. I'm going to take a deep breath. Evan, say it with me. We're gonna play Justin Fields.
Yes.
I think I honestly think this is a good play because we were late on it last year. This is the week, and I will dare the field to have high ownership here. I will dare them. Everyone says that he's going to be higher owned than he should be. Prove it to me. If you're watching this, prove it to me. Click the button and try not to get sick over your keyboard. I think this is a good play. Damn all the actual football, like forget it. Like this guy puts up fantasy points. He's never been an efficient quarterback.
I agree. He's probably going to put up fantasy points, and this might be terrible logic, but I just find it hard to imagine a team that 70 points get scored on them isn't just completely pissed off.
Yeah,
That does happen.
Maybe the Broncos are just so bad they can't fix that, and no matter what sense of urgency they have, it won't matter.
Okay, I might piss you guys off, but I don't care. I think this is the best play on the slate. We haven't talked about it yet. I'm doing it. I'm a value hound. This is
Let's see it. Ooh.
The Mike Williams replacement. I think Palmer is the Keenan Allen replacement. Johnson was drafted to be the Mike Williams type big body.
I think you got a little hasty, Logan, because it was supposed to be mine, but
I'll take it out.
No. I don't. I wouldn't have done anything that would have changed that.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna. I can't. I like the amount of touches he's getting, and I do think it's very likely he has at least one touchdown this week.
Mm-hmm.
I almost want to stick Zeke in there, but you guys 100% can cut me off on that.
I would. I already told you
Okay.
if I was going to do it, I would do it with a prop bet or an anytime
Okay.
bet.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'd rather play Ramondre.
We gave you Aguilar, man. I can't.
No. I thought it was insane too, but there was a piece of me that wanted it, so I'm glad somebody said no. Can you scroll to show all the games that aren't there?
Honestly, if we went really chalky, I wouldn't mind it, but we didn't go chalky with anything else. So, actually, Gov was quiet. Gov, what do you think about the LA play? Do you think it's
I got a better play. Actually.
okay?
I want to see Judy. I think this will be the week he finally shows he's back, healthy.
Ooh.
I don't think this this Bears Denver game is going to be that bad, to be honest. As much as we joke about it's going to be a puke fest and whatnot, I don't think it's going to be a bad game.
I
think it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah. Well,
I almost wanted a Russell Wilson stack.
I will say this. I would go Sutton, but Jerry Jeudy is Russell Wilson's deep ball threat. That I 100% know. I think Sutton will get more targets, but Jerry Jeudy is a home run hitter, and if we are swinging with,
I think we need a home run hitter in this lineup.
It's back to Gov, right?
I don't think I got mine.
Yeah, it shouldn't be back to me. I got my 2 in the turn. So
Okay, so
Yeah. So if the flex wasn't already taken, I was going to do a bring back with the Pittsburgh-Houston game and suggest Pickens to put in the flex, but I don't think we have to go that far yet. But
you're not going to suggest Najee?
You can't do that yet.
Yeah. Okay. So the second RB slot, I'm assuming we're going to save for CMC, right?
You can put whoever you want in there. I don't
We have money.
Yeah, you could. We have a bunch of money.
Yeah.
You could take our defense.
You have the money. You spend the money. You play the money.
Yeah. So just give me CMC. I don't see why not against the Cardinals.
If it's the afternoon, like I say, he's expensive. He's probably too expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you. He probably is.
Yeah.
But
When he's
I
10K,
kinda like
he's
that.
too expensive. I have seen
like
11K McCaffrey pay off the price tag.
Gov, we talked about it. He might be too expensive, but Tank Dell is not expensive enough. Johnson for his role isn't expensive enough.
Right. So I can eat a little bit
Right.
of negative
So,
value
I
on
don't care.
McCaffrey,
Yeah.
knowing he has the ceiling to pay it off
Right.
because I'm getting the value everywhere else. Yeah.
If
It comes back to me, right?
yep.
Okay, I can't believe the Browns defense is this cheap. Give me the Browns defense.
They are the best defense too.
Holy shit! How are they only 2,800?
I would still
Because
play
they expected
They are
Baltimore
the
to
chalk
be
defense of the
healthy.
week. Yeah.
but I would
Fuck.
still play
That
them
seems to be a
against our
misprice. That's the chalk defense of the week.
I would
Sweet.
still
And
play them
I
against
will
our
avoid
tight
it
end.
all week long.
I'll play some, but probably along with.
Well, you
Jerome
play a
Ford.
bunch of lineups, so that's different.
I build like
Okay with.
five.
Are we okay with Andrews and the Browns defense?
Yes. I am, because they're cheap, and I think you're basically saying they get sacks, they'll have to throw. Andrews will get there based on the PPR upside. That's what I would tell you.
And even if Andrews has a touchdown, like they're not going to hold him to 0 touchdowns.
Right.
You know?
I don't know about
You-
that.
I mean, if you really have a worry, you just leave 300 on the table and play George Kittle.
I think I'd be more comfortable with Kittle than Andrews.
Let's see.
Because Andrews didn't even play that well against the Colts. And they're not even that good.
He didn't.
You're not that good.
Okay, I would do the Kittle.
You're a towel.
I would do the Kittle thing. But I mostly do the Kittle because we can get off of a chalky defense, which I'm never in favor of. Even though I love Jim Schwartz. I'm very proud of him, very happy. I'm still mad we fired him, to be honest. Let me go back to Kittle though.
Yeah, but you got off of Jim Schwartz, and then you got the best Patriots coach ever.
Yeah. Well, we got Jim Caldwell, which is better. So let's focus on that guy.
That can get us up to the Chargers defense again.
Ooh. Do we want to
I
do
like it. You know, this lineup is based on consolidation. Like we X'd out games. Like, let's just stay consistent and go with the Chargers. Do you see any reason not to?
I don't.
Me either.
Against Hoyer or a rookie quarterback that was drafted in the 4th round? So,
Exactly.
I like it.
Is
Chargers it
J.C.
is.
Jackson playing this week, by the way?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, but he could, is what I heard. Like, Strong could, but like that's got to be encouraged.
What was the reason again?
I believe hamstring. It was soft tissue, I believe.
He will play week 4.
Okay.
Okay. Not that I think it makes a. J.C. Jackson has high upside, but I don't know if he's going to hit it. That's what I'm going to say.
He seems like he wants out of the LA Chargers anyway, and he's done.
Yeah.
Okay. I did really good in college, so I don't mind burning off all my lineups and then building my own lineups this week. So let's put us in the smaller single entries, 3 injury max. We won't even do a free one. Let's just build smart lineups though. This one, I would recommend we do something kind of interesting. We play games that everyone wants to play. Like we play the chalky games or the exciting games that we think are going to really score a lot of points, but we play them in different ways. So say you guys were on Keenan Allen, we find a different way to get those points.
Here's the thing. If we're going to do that, I think we should find a stack that isn't going to be chalky first. So I think we go find our stack first with a quarterback, a wide receiver, and a bring back.
I'm good with that.
That isn't from the main games.
But you see what I mean? So see if there's guys that we honestly think can get 30 points. I'm trying to get as much upside as possible, but do it in a way that most people are not.
And if I think of upside for a stack this week, personally, my favorite that isn't going to be a high owned is going to be a Stroud Dell with a bring back of a Pickens or something.
We can always edit like we did with the Kittle play, but whose pick is it next?
I'm not sure. But like I said, I think we should talk about a stack as a group.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Find a game right now that we can all think about as a stack as a group.
So I can say my favorite stack, honestly, right now, with everything I'm looking at, is Stafford.
Is who?
Stafford.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be high owned.
Yep.
By the way, that does fit the other pillar that we first started with the efficiency metric, for what that's worth.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's do Stafford, and let's
Stafford Puka?
Stafford, Puka, and a bring back. It has to have a bring back.
I like
Now,
that.
Can I just bring up really quickly? Tyler Higbee was questionable with some kind of tweak to his Achilles. If we did want to go cheap at tight end, Hopkins would be the guy. I'm not saying but what do you guys think of that? Like as a late pivot?
I would go Kieran Williams before I went to Hopkins, to be honest.
Okay.
But
I just wanted it out there because I know people are going to be hunting value this week at tight end, especially.
I would rather go Cole Kmet than Bryson Hopkins.
Fair. I just want to mention something that I thought was viable that most people wouldn't be talking about. I do think it's an option.
so what's our Indy bring back? Whether it's Downs,
So we went with the stat.
This lineup is it's going to be not chalky, right?
So no, but what I want to do is go with a guy that's lower owned that you honestly think could get like 30 points or like a high end.
I don't think anyone Moss. Why not just go Zach Moss?
Because Anthony Richardson's back and he's going to take his rushing attempts away. That's what I would tell you. That's why I don't like Moss.
Who else on Indy's receiving core is there though?
Pittman.
Downs.
Pittman.
I like the tight
see.
end. Granson.
I don't love going Downs if this whole point was to not be chalky and to be different. But we could definitely take the chalk and just go Downs, I think, on this lineup.
You know what we could do?
I think Downs is the way to go, or
Yeah.
it's either Downs or Pittman because I don't
Let's
think
just go Downs.
I don't think we can go Moss, and the reason I don't think we can go Moss is that if this game is pushing Stafford where he needs to score points,
Yeah.
it's probably because Anthony Richardson is having a good game, and if he's having a good game, most likely he's vulturing touchdowns from Moss.
Look.
So I probably don't want that.
I said
Moss might be highly efficient, but if he doesn't get all of the work, it's like, yeah.
And if we think of this lineup, we're thinking about non-sexy guys that can get us around 25 to 30 points. And that's really hard when you think about value. I think Downs is one of the few guys that can actually do that based on his target projection. I mean, right now, I believe that both our wide receivers have seen 30 targets.
Okay, Gov, now can you do me a favor and tell me the top 3 games that are being played this week? I'm assuming Buffalo, Miami.
The top 3 games that are pulling ownership? Hold on one second. Let me
Yes.
see.
I'm assuming Buffalo, Miami will be one of them.
Then Denver, Chicago, I'm guessing. Because everyone saw the 70 points, so they're just going to look for the carnival game.
Even with a lot of people completely out on the Bears?
Yeah. Because people think
I
that
think Logan's overestimating that, but he could be right.
So the top 3 owned games right now
Mhm.
would be Buffalo, Miami, Indy, and the Rams,
Yep. We got enough of that.
and Chargers, Vegas. But that may flip with Jimmy G news.
I love
Logan. I mean, I did say I wanted the stack to not be from the chalky games.
Oh, not the games.
Yeah, that's the
Because
thing.
there's no good
Yeah, I
on-
know. I forgot to caveat that. It's like Stafford's okay, but here's the thing: the pieces from the game are chalky. Like, to be fair, the
Right.
running backs are chalky from that game. Kyron and Zach Moss, Anthony Richardson on the other side. Like specific. Okay, so
I get
like
that.
Stafford is not the chalky one. Like technically, it's
But Puka
Josh
and Downs
Allen.
are.
Technically, it's
Right.
Josh Allen, Anthony Richardson, and Justin Herbert. Those are the chalky
Right.
stats.
And that was the idea with this lineup, anyways. It was to
But it's those 3 games, if you wanted to say.
It was to use that idea, Donnie, though, to say, what are the chalk and how can we get different within still using the higher? Because the reason it's
So let's
chalky
play
is-
the opposite quarterback
Right.
from one of the chalkier games.
Okay.
because we're only getting a 5% Stafford. Now, Puka's like the best bring back in the game. So you're playing Richardson with like Pittman or Downs. You're bringing it back with Puka. Let's just do Stafford with Puka, bring it back with Downs. We get less ownership there. So we'll probably need to make another leverage point ownership, but like we'll see where we can
check
find
off those games that are high ownership. First of all, let's do.
Or like it's not even like again. I have ownership up. We don't need to check them off because they're still low owned guys from that game. We just need to make sure to not play the chalky guys from those games.
What's the news on the receiver from Miami that you liked last week? What was his name? No. Govs guy. He played him last week. Craycraft. Yep.
He's not
IR.
playing, I believe.
IR. Okay. I didn't even know anything.
Waddle is playing in that game.
Waddle's playing, so it'll be Tyreek, Waddle, Barrios with maybe a little bit of Robbie, Meta World, Jonas.
Can I be honest and we just get Chuba Hubbard?
I like Chuba Hubbard. I don't see why we wouldn't play him.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we can just put that in there. If Sanders is out, he's just like a smash.
I'm just
100% smash.
Then we can go Justin Jefferson if we wanted to, because now we're so different that like we built the lineup differently.
Well, I think actually Hubbard, especially if Sanders is out, will still come in chalky. So I would want to get a little different. Maybe we go Hawk.
Yeah.
Because like my linebacking core.
I love me some Hawk.
Evan, you've been quiet. What are you thinking, man?
Any objections to anything we've said so far?
I'm not big on Chuba Hubbard. I just don't think he's very good.
Yeah, it is more of a volume play. He'll be basically the only back.
He doesn't
in an offense with Bryce Young that's going to run the ball.
Yeah, that's what I don't love about it, is that even if you do give him volume,
and
he's not going to do a lot with it. So that's why I don't like it.
It's a PPR website, and when they are behind, they put him in the game anyways. He saw 10 targets when they were behind in the second half against the Saints.
Yeah, and when I see that he gets like 17 rushing attempts, he'll only get like 65 yards, which is less than 4 yards per carry for like 6.5 fantasy points, and that's not good enough to me.
All it takes is a touchdown.
I'm with you.
I don't bank on touchdowns. You can't bank on those.
I'm with you, Evan, and I love the passion. But what I'm saying is, like, at least let's build it out because he is so cheap that I think you might like other pieces that we can get along with him.
Yeah.
If that's your bleh in the lineup,
right,
then maybe it's a good lineup.
Yeah, we got to keep going, and then we'll pick it up at the end. Yeah.
Now we have like $3,000.
Can I talk about Jacoby Myers?
With O'Connell and them, I don't want to touch any of that.
If Boyer plays, Myers
can maybe Jacobs.
I would play Jacobs before I play Myers.
Is Jacobs chalky though?
No.
He's not. Then I would put Jacobs in there.
Everyone will be afraid of this.
Okay, well, okay. Let me see.
I thought he was going to be chalky.
I go to running back, and okay, he's not chalky. He's
middle of the pack.
He's fourth. It's Kyron, McCaffrey, Zach Moss, Jacobs.
And he probably jumps with the Garoppolo news, right? Or
I think he goes down. I think people will get off this game completely. I think people will do what we did, where they play the.
I got off this game completely, so maybe you're right.
That's honestly what I'm not saying.
Like I'm down to playing like Kelly in the defense. Honestly, that's what I'm down to because Eckler's going to be out. I'll take Kelly's volume. I think this is a bounce back week. Everyone's dropped him in fantasy.
I agree,
and he's going to go for 110 yards.
I had Kelly in defense as well. So
even if Kelly has a good game, I'm still going to throw up.
Yeah, I will too.
It's the same thing as the volume game, but Logan, here's my thing with that. You've already done it twice at this point. Like, you're already sick.
I get it. So you're saying that I thought it was a good play for the price and for the opportunity, not for the talent. I get what you're saying.
And listen, the opportunity's the best it's going to get this week. Now that Williams is hurt, like, Spiller's not a good play.
Oh.
He's just not.
No,
Please don't make me puke.
no. What I'm saying though is like, if the name was Spiller that was starting, would you have the same energy? Like, we're not falling in love with Kelly, so like, forget Kelly's name. Do you want the running back from the Chargers this week?
I want the running back from the Chargers this week. Yes.
Right. I'm not saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like, forget Kelly the name and just say, do you want the starting running back? For
But
the
I think you're scared of the name right now because he's failed twice.
That's why I didn't pull it up, right? So
Yep.
And that's the idea of this lineup. So I know Evans is getting sick over here, so we're gonna give him the pick here and the wide receiver and see what he likes, because I know he wants to get rid of Chuba Hubbard or Kelly. That might happen.
Well, yeah, I'll just focus on getting a lineup built first before we.
If you want to take Jacobs out and then put Kelly in, because that's what we want to do probably.
Do we want?
I don't want to play
Kelly?
both running backs.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I don't
Okay.
want to play.
So
Dueling running backs is not something I do.
So we take out Jacobs. I'm good with that.
Okay. How about Chris Olave? What's his usage?
7,100.
Yeah.
I think we play Michael Thomas at a cheaper price, but that would be me.
Put Kelly in, Logan, first of all.
So I'd be fine with Michael Thomas as well if we want to go cheaper, but is there a better case to play Olave?
Well, do we think Chris Olave will be our guy who scores that much? Because there's other options that probably score more at that price.
Jameis is playing this week, and I think he favors Michael Thomas, but maybe that's forecasting because I want him to favor Michael Thomas more. So, like, I'll be honest, maybe that's just a bias of mine that I want it to happen.
I mean, I'd argue that Michael Thomas has been favored, to be honest. Like,
No matter who's throwing, though, Thomas misses like 2 to 3 catches a game so far based on what we know, whereas Olave's getting the volume.
Here's the thing. I've noticed a lot of the targets are just like that he... Now, I haven't watched a bunch of Saints, so I could be missing some. Some of these targets that he misses are Derek Carr missing, or just chucking it up in prayer in, like, the red zone.
Which would make sense because his yards per attempt are not very large. Thomas is in the shorter range game.
Yep. But when that offensive line collapses, he just kind of looks for the slant boy.
Yeah.
Himself.
Nothing wrong with slants if you can get it done, right?
No, I feel the same way. But if we go Thomas, take out White, because that's just too much money on the table.
I'm just showing people like different options you could do with the stack.
Now, this bring back a Mike Evans looks sexy.
Yes.
But you could still go more somewhere else. So you could get off Hubbard and go somewhere else.
Yes.
Yeah, Hubbard.
How about we pick a defense first and then do it?
I'm fine with picking another running back first and then do it, but I don't know. I would almost pick a running back first so we don't fall in love with the defense.
Can I give you guys Evans and we get it from Hubbard to Kamara and take out Thomas?
I don't know if Winston's going to be dumping it down to Kamara. It's week 1 back, or
I keep seeing reports that they're thinking Derek Carr can still play. Like, I don't see that it's actually going to be Winston.
Well, all I'm saying is I don't think Jameis being in there is a bad thing for the offense. Like, I like Derek Carr. I lost money on Derek Carr. I had him in the lineup when he got injured. I'm okay.
I like Derek Carr a lot. I'm a big Derek Carr guy. I don't know. First of all, let's just try and get off Hubbard.
Because if famous Jameis can make Mike Evans look good, I don't see why he can't do the same for Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
Both mics.
Yep.
Drop the mic.
Not
from the lineup, though.
Do we just play the best running back on the slate again in CMC?
CMC, baby.
Well, first of all, you took out Evans.
I did. because we haven't locked it in. I don't want to lock it in.
I don't see
Well,
what we don't.
the practice was put Evans in and then see what we were down to.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I can do that. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to dictate the whole lineup before we were done building.
I'm a little surprised he's at
Take out
7,000
CMC,
too.
honestly.
Take out what?
CMC.
Okay.
I don't think CMC is 100% play this week. I don't know what like I love the play, but I don't want him 100% of the lineups to build. You know.
Okay, we can fade him in this one lineup.
You can definitely convince me to play him. It's just like I don't love the idea of 100%.
You want to play Tony Pollard?
Do you want me to shoot myself?
Let's play CMC then. Now you're looking at CMC again.
Hi.
Case for Henry.
What about Raheem? Or
I don't mind Mostert, honestly.
I don't. The only running back I'm not like out of the top price running backs I don't want to play is Mixon.
What about Derrick Henry?
Off the
If
worst
we-
game of his career, I'm
If
not
we-
mad.
If we go Henry, could we go Chase?
Do we want to try that?
I think that's our answer because we're
Maybe.
almost we're uncomfortable to admit it.
Yeah.
I think that's why we do it because we're uncomfortable, but we both like the reason we're
Listen.
uncomfortable is because we know they're good plays.
All the thing is, I'm gonna say is, I stand by the fact that Joe Burrow and or the Bengals offense, because Burrow might not be a part of it, they will succeed soon.
Okay.
Now, I don't think it's going to be with Mixon this week. If I had a second lineup, it would probably be a Burrow stack. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. I need like a minute maybe. I've never been a Burrow guy. There's a lot of reasons why I don't think like he's a good long-term option. And I don't need to get into that now. What I saw with the Rams, I think was negligent. I think it was dangerous. I don't like it. And it was very uncomfortable because I was right about a lot of things. So like from a like want to be right about my predictions and stuff like that, I'm like, I knew Burrow would look bad. So obviously an injury would even be better for my forecasting. But it was very uncomfortable to watch him play in that primetime game. It was. Like Evan and me were watching it, and I'm like, dude, this is not like it's hero stuff, but it's not good. Does he look better this week? If so, then Chase is probably a good play.
I'm not convinced that the entire problem with the Bengals offense is Burrow with a strained calf muscle, to be quite frankly. I kind of stumbled on the words there.
Chase and Burrow should be playing better.
Chase and Burrow should be fine even when Burrow's not 100%. The Bengals are just the worst team this year so far. Unless they get their act together, I don't know.
Well, this is an injury, too, that you recover from quicker than some. It's not like a hamstring. So, like, now that he's been through it, he might be okay. It's just one of those things where, like, you didn't like to see it in the moment.
Yeah, that could work. And like, I'm fine just going Cardinals defense. Like, if we're not going to play a San Fran guy, we're not playing CMC. Let's just punt with them. They've been pretty solid all year. They can just not take a 0.
Yeah, and
the one thing I will say that I don't like is Purdy's been very good while under pressure this year. Very good.
It's true. But we built a Purdy lineup just in case.
Yeah. And it fits all the other narrative. I mean, I'm good if we want to stop building. I mean, I don't expect people to watch all 3 hours of this.
I mean, that's 3 lineups. Like,
I just want to make another my Purdy point in general.
Mm-hmm.
Brock Purdy, I know he has a lot around him. He's in the perfect situation. All that. He legitimately looks great so far.
He does.
And I don't say that lightly. And I know not many quarterbacks have come into this offense and looked absolutely perfect great. I think that speaks to how good Brock Purdy is, and he soon will be getting credit for that.
Donnie, I think that speaks to a good process thing too. We can tie it back to DFS and things like you can't always stay, convicted to your convictions. Like you have to be able to adjust when the information tells you that, hey, this is not what you thought. And if you're not smart, you're going to miss out. We did that tonight with Justin Fields. Yes, the Bears have looked terrible because of Justin Fields at time. But how do the Bears fix themselves? Justin Fields. How do we get fancy points? It's from quarterbacks that have tremendous upside, but are going to be more of a dirty player or like a play that you kind of feel uncomfortable about. That's how.
But the point of what I was trying to say really is like I do not think Brock Purdy is just a game manager. I think he's a legit NFL quarterback.
Yeah. I might have to eat crow on that. I have to be honest. I didn't want to. I wanted to be the commander.
I thought he was a game manager for a while, but after I bought into it at the end of last year. Once he won his first playoff game, I was willing to buy into it.
I don't think he's great. I don't
think he's great yet, but I think he has the tools to become great.
Here's what I think. I'll let Evan or Gov get in here, but I'll make this point really quickly. If you have a pizza oven, right, and you have a decent pizza recipe, you can make a really good pizza because you have the other, the other tools around you. So would he be better in another offense? Isn't really a question that we should even be having in fairness, because we're talking about how he interacts with that offense. Like if, McDaniels could have Stafford, would they be better Super Bowl champions? Possibly, but we could do that with 1,000 different teams. Like it'd be like, could we build a good lineup, guys, if we had unlimited salary? Yes, but that's not what we do. We have to follow our process. And
I think actually the lineups would be worse if we had unlimited salary, personally.
Maybe there's an argument for that,
Did we already do my idea, or would that get mixed in with others?
It did.
Yeah, we got mixed in because remember we drafted a lot of late guys for that reason.
Yeah.
We drafted a lot of McCaffrey and things. I just think that's a better way to process these things too. Evan, is to kind of use all of our ideas together. So let me do this to close up shop. What's the one thing that we did that we like or thought was exciting, but like come noon you're gonna be like, oh man, I wish we didn't do that.
I personally wouldn't have built the lineup, but I'm just like, I wish we didn't do that. Like, that's how I feel.
Nothing. So even the Tony Pollard play, you're good with? It makes sense.
It makes sense. I'm not arguing that. I agree. There's a ceiling of a 35-point ceiling, and there's a floor of about 15.
Yeah, pretty high floor too.
Yeah.
He hasn't scored less than 18 this year on DraftKings. So,
but at that price, I'd like, of course nothing's going to be perfect, but there's so much cheap running backs we got in the habit of last year of not playing high-priced running backs.
Right, to jam that and CMC in is kind of crazy. I know.
I think that's what I didn't love about the lineup, but I don't need to love everything about a lineup.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. It's going to get us different. We know that.
I'll be honest too. Outside of like maybe 3 running backs, I don't love any of the running backs this week.
Mm-hmm.
Running backs this year have scared me. Legitimately, I do not know which running backs to choose.
So
I don't think
the only 3 running backs like I can think of off the top of my head that I would even consider playing with like strong feelings that yes, I think they'll do well is McCaffrey, Kyron Williams, and DeAndre Swift.
I do think Swift is a good play, but he just didn't fit anything this week.
No. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm not just exclusively talking about lineups.
Right.
I'm just talking about those are like the three guys that I would have confidence in to start in just anything, even outside of DFS.
Mhm. Well, I don't want to go much past 2 hours. Like I say, you would think no one's watching this. Honestly, we have a viewer right now, one viewer. It could be your mom for all I know. But we did have one viewer. We have had viewers. Our growth has been impressive. Seriously, if you guys can do us one favor, even if you're one person and you're the only person that hears us at the end of the podcast, like and subscribe. We are growing. We're getting really close to 100. It'd be really cool. We'll do something really exciting when we do reach 100. We're very close. So you really do make a difference when it's a small podcast like this one. So please consider, and if anything, we talk through a process. We hopefully we build good lineups, and then on the back end, hopefully you guys gained even 5 minutes, or maybe this will end up being 5 hours by the time it's published. But I thought it was a good show. Good luck, guys. Good night.
Have a good night, everyone.
Keep the faith, go Bears.
Peace out, everyone.